Welcome to Empowered for Excellence. I am your host, Belinda Boucher, back for another empowering message for you. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, if you want to know more about us, please visit our website. The information is listed below. Today's topic is attentiveness and timing. And we are coming out of the book of Nehemiah, chapter 1, a little bit of chapter 2. But the attentiveness and timing that I want to speak to you about is what Nehemiah displayed in his situation. He heard the news of his fellow countrymen and the condition in which they were living, and this truly distressed Nehemiah. But before Nehemiah just jumped up and ran off to try to resolve the situation, he cried. The natural reaction that we have as human beings is when we receive bad news, we cry, and it's okay for us to cry. And sometimes it becomes a heavy weight on us, as it did with Nehemiah. But what Nehemiah did was he went to the Lord in prayer. Even in his mourning state, he prayed unto the Lord because he wanted to do something about this situation. And so as Nehemiah began to pray, he asked the Lord to please have his attentive ear and his attentive eye upon his people. Look at this. It's not always about us and how we're feeling about the situation, but it's about the people. And Nehemiah interceded on the behalf of these individuals that God will have his attentive ear and his attentive eye upon his servants. So when we receive news, it's not always for us to step out and try to resolve the situation, but stand in the gap and pray on behalf of others. That is us giving our attentiveness to the Lord. And as we are giving it to him, he's giving it right back to us. And then let's talk about the timing. Although this time of mourning and this time of fasting and praying of Nehemiah took 4 months before Nehemiah received what he needed from the Lord to step out in action. And that action was for Nehemiah to go before the king to put his request to him for the things he needed to travel on behalf of his fellow countrymen. 4 months. We cry about 2 days. Let's stand in the gap. Let's wait on God's timing, because as Nehemiah waited, he received the message from the Lord. He prepared the heart of the king to receive his request. He prepared the heart of Nehemiah to even have the courage to go to the king. He prepared the heart of his countrymen that when he reached the destination, that they would collectively come in alignment with Nehemiah for what actions they needed to do to rebuild that wall. Go visit this chapter 1 and chapter 2 of Nehemiah, because God's timing is perfect. Yes, you may mourn. Yes, you may be in distress, but don't stop praying. Don't stop being attentive to seeking your master planner, and wait for God's timing before you move out in action. Until our next empowering episode, be attentive and wait on God's timing. God bless.